Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for ICONversations. The ICON program is designed to celebrate our company's top producers. These agents have gone far above capping status and are now earning back their paid company dollar with various stock grants, which are earned by reaching exceptional milestones. Today on ICONversations, we have 5 of our amazing icons. And from Massachusetts, we have Leo Jesus. From Georgia, we have Mike Price. From Florida, we have Stephen Pugh. From sunny California, we have Sunny Singh. And our moderator today, all the way from Alberta, Canada, is Chelsea Zimmerman. Chelsea, the mic's yours.
Good morning, everybody. Hello from beautiful Red Deer, Alberta, Canada. We have snow today. I hope none of you have snow today, but we've got a little skiff on the ground and I'm just so excited to be here with all of you. Just bringing some energy here, you guys. I'm just happy to be your moderator today. We are going to really dive into some of our, what I call secret sauces to success. And so, yeah, we're just going to hop right into it. We've got some questions for the panelists today that we're going to go through. And hopefully you find so much value in this. We're just really looking forward to just imparting some wisdom, encouraging you guys. And yeah, hopefully it's just going to be a wonderful day today. So I just want to start off. Obviously, we've done the introductions already, but obviously, you know, we're all icon agents here. And so I just want to start off, I guess we'll start with Leo. And I just want to ask the question, it's a pretty simple question, but I mean, it could be a loaded answer. What do you attribute your success to as an icon agent with eXp Realty? Leo, why don't you start us off?
Thank you, Chelsea. And hello, everyone. So this question has been something that since the beginning was very important to us. Our success right now comes from realizing very early on that we needed to eliminate distractions, right? And one of the things that we did to eliminate the distractions was getting into EXP, because it's very focused on the agent and it doesn't keep looking backwards. EXP looks forward. So that was the first thing that we made from the beginning that gave us the right traction to be at this level. That being said, for the new agents who are starting, I think the platform that we have in EXP helps us drive our business avoiding distractions, whether it's time-consuming activities for production. If anybody was here a little bit earlier, just what they announced that EXP is doing with Canva, that alone eliminates a bunch of distractions trying to use different tools. So as you can see, my main point here is EXP is the platform that drove us to the success we have since we've been here. It has been 3 years, icons, and every year better than the year before.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, that Canva ad was something else. I was so impressed to see that came out at the convention. So super awesome. How about you, Michael? What do you attribute your success to as an icon agent with EXP?
Hey, Chelsea, thanks so much. So there's quite a few things that I could attribute to my success. One of them, there's several. One of them is, being very consistent. From the time I started in 2011, full time, I started doing the consistent things that brought in business. I started building a database. I started doing open houses. I started working with bigger agents in the office that had listings that I could host, I could put on social. I was very consistent, and I also reached out to people that were doing much more business than I was doing, and I asked them to let me come in and see when they're doing lead generation and what kind of lead generation were they doing, how were they doing it, what was successful. And then I always was seeking coaching. I got into coaching early. I hired a coach in 2012, and that really helped me get to the next step. And then after I had that coach for a couple of years, I hired a different coach that took me to another level. So I always seeking and trying to get to another level. And then all of the classes, all of the events I went to, all the trainings, it was all tied in to help me become a better realtor, better on my follow-up, better with conversion, getting in front of people and actually converting them to a buyer or seller, and then giving them great service through the process. So it's just a whole lot of things all together. But I'd say the number one thing is just being consistent with get into action quickly. Don't sit on the sidelines and getting ready to get ready. Get into action and start putting the hammer on the nail very soon and very consistently.
So good. Thank you, Mike. We really appreciate that. And it's true. Action plus consistency equals success. So you're right on the nail there, pun intended. So we'll move over here to Sunny and ask the same question. What do you attribute your success to as an ICON agent with EXP? Sunny, take it away.
Yes, Chelsea, thank you so much for asking this. So I attribute my success to a combination of three things, basically. Number one is faith and mindset that, yes, I can do it. Number two is, of course, we all need to work hard for it. And the third and the most important is intention, why we are doing something, So my intention of helping others. My mantra is very simple: work is worship. And the best thing we all can do in any profession, whether we are realtor or anything, to be alive, to feel like we are alive by helping others achieve their dream and goals. There is some kind of power when we lift others. We create a ripple effect of success and positivity that actually transform us and our life. So I always focus on where and how I can help my client. And of course, I also want to say EXP is such an environment, where everything is available, whatever we want. I tell people EXP Realty is not a brokerage; it's a way of life. It's a suit which you can customize and wear it. So those are my main attribute to my success as an ICON.
So good. Thank you so much, Sunny. It's funny. I love what you said about, faith, mindset, intention. So good. Those are all really good things to pour into the business. And yes, I do love that this business is so customizable. I love that you use that word. And it's a lifestyle. So yeah, definitely all great things. For ourselves, my husband Garrett and I, we're a team here. We're a domestic team with EXP, and to be honest, we're quite new. We've only been with EXP since February of this year, and so to just be able to, our motto is people first, home second, and so for us, the key to success for us is really just putting people at the forefront and making it less transactional and more relational. I think for us, it's really been the key to our success. And, one of the things that we do in our business is we make a point to connect with people on a regular basis. Again, coming back to that consistency piece, we have a CRM, but we also make a point that, if we happen to see, our clients on social media doing good things, or, we haven't seen them in a while, we just make a point to really connect with them and really just have conversation, keep those lines open. And then obviously it just, translates to being at the forefront of their minds when they do have real estate, questions, or they're looking to buy or sell or invest. So that's what Team Zimmerman does in our business. So moving along to the next question here. And again, it's one that, I think a lot of us struggle with, especially as entrepreneurs. We want to just continue to hold on so tightly to the reins of our business. But what are the specific responsibilities that you delegate to optimize your efficiency in your business? So,
Chelsea, Chelsea, don't forget me on that one first question.
Oh,
You've
Steve,
done
I'm
the
so
job.
sorry. I can't see you on the
You-
stage. I apologize.
I
Steve,
feel the love, Chelsea. I tell you. I'm gonna let
you
me
know,
get my.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna get my
Thank you for
bold head
popping
up
in.
front. I'm gonna get my bold head up front here. So there you go.
That's so perfect. Thank you. I can see you now. I apologize. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead
No,
with Steve.
you're all good.
Tell us your secret sauce. We want to hear from you. Go ahead.
You're all good. I won't take up too much time. So it's not complex, right? The simple solves the complex. And it's just reiterating basically what everybody else has said, especially what you just touched on last. You got to understand that 95% of people in your world don't need you, right? At any one given time, only 5% are going to need you. We just need to stay at the forefront. So when 5% of the people in your world, when they do make that real estate move, we're the person that they come to, right? You got to understand when you're contacting your database and your reach outs that even though they don't respond, it doesn't mean that they don't hear you or see you. And that's it. It's just a schedule, building relationships. I think that, a lot of people come into these forums and expect some magic answer of some magic lead source that they sign up for, and all of a sudden they get all these leads and make all this money. It's just, you just got to do the work. You've got to schedule your time blocks, have a standard that you don't fall below in terms of contacts per day. Try not to get caught up in tornado activities like most agents, where they'll wake up and just be reactionary throughout the day. Dealing with business never takes precedence over finding business. It doesn't matter whether you got 5 deals pending, 10 deals pending. You just got to time block that time and build those relationships, and everything else will fall into place. But so often, I think that's the harder work. And our brains are wired to survive, right? So instead of reaching out to 5 people in our sphere, we'd rather send this email, make this Canva image, post a video on social media, which is all fine and well. I mean, it's just, we've got to be prospecting based, marketing enhanced. So that's all been the secret. Just having a schedule, reaching out, having a standard, and then understand that the database is a breathing and living thing. So you've got to have communication plans. Don't leverage automations. You've still got to stay in relation with people, but have those automations. Send out a weekly or a monthly, at a minimum, a monthly newsletter with community events and the recent market stats. It's just staying at the forefront of people's minds. That was a long-winded answer, and my apologies. Thank you, Chelsea.
No worries, Steve. Sorry about that again. And yes, those are all great things, making sure that we're just being consistent in our follow-ups and in the tools that we choose to bear down on and use. Just be consistent in those things for sure. That's so good. Okay, so next we're coming up to our second question here, which is, what specific responsibilities do you delegate to optimize the efficiency? Because again, it can get overwhelming. So let's go ahead. We'll start with Sunny. We'll start on this side, and then we can work our way down there.
Chelsea, thank you so much. So, of course, we all know realtors' lives is so busy, and 3Ds, I follow, which is like, if it's priority and important, I do it myself. Delegate it. Yes, we have to delegate things because I'm really bad. I don't want people to learn. Once the transaction hit the escrow, I have such a nice transaction coordinator and escrow and title team that I totally start what do you call that? Let me phrase it. I totally come out of that thing that, okay, it's going to close till the time I don't see that something urgency is required. But I don't want people to learn that. So because once it's an escrow, then I'm manifesting it is going to close. And thanks to my transaction coordinator, who's also a realtor, and she knows everything, so she take care of those things. Delegation also delegated. I delegate work like staging, photography. Of course, we cannot, and any other things. I just focus on like how I can bring new leads and how I can convert those leads in escrow. Rest everything I delegated.
Awesome. Thank you so much. How about you, Leo? What do you do to delegate in your business to help to kind of optimize things? Go ahead.
I will start with something that one of my coaches throughout the years told me and my wife. Done is better than perfect. So sometimes we try to get things perfect and we spend so much time. And I believe this is with every single agent. It's like we're just like, oh, I can do better. If I delegate this, somebody else is not going to be able to do the way I could do it. Well, something Sunny said before is that, or there was the other agent before, you have to prioritize prospecting. It took me about 3 years out of the 7 to understand what that actually meant. If you follow back or if you leave behind your prospect, you will dry out. Your pipeline will go in the ups and downs. But if you keep that communication, it sounds so simple, but it's the most important thing in your business. Delegate the pictures, delegate whatever you can delegate, but keep that communication flowing. Your CRM, the prospect side of your CRM, because CRMs can get you in a deep black hole as well if you don't pay attention. The prospect side of your CRM, whether it's prospecting face-to-face, going to events, whether it's prospecting by sending text messages or emails, or even follow up with your clients on social media. Keep the communication going. Understand that the social media, at least in our mind, is nothing more than the new central square of the city where everybody goes to meet and mingle. So we delegate pictures, videos, completion of forms, requesting signatures, again, through the transaction coordinator. And we have virtual assistants to do all the social media and all the other stuff. But again, bringing to the point, by delegating these things, it gives us free time to focus on people, communication, and relationships.
I love that. Thank you so much, Leo. It's so important to continue to, like you said, lighten the workload and be able to put more of our effort into being in our business and not working on our business. So many good points there. Let's move on to you, Mike. What are some things that you delegate in your business?
So thank you so much. So we just went over all of this with my team on our annual business planning meeting. And so we, as realtors, we really have, there's a lot of things to do, right? There's a lot of things that move the needle in production, and there's a lot of things that don't. And you want to focus on the things that do. And so if you're going to be a productive realtor, you really need to focus on, 6 things: prospecting, lead follow-up, listing appointments, showing appointments, price reductions, and negotiating contracts. That's the 6 biggest things that you can work on all day long. Now, you have to have marketing. You have to have a monthly newsletter. You have to have touches to your database. There's all kinds of things you have to have, but you can delegate all of that. All of your administration tasks, anything with, like having a transaction coordinator. You don't need to try to be a transaction coordinator. A lot of agents go, oh, I like to be in control. That doesn't help you grow your business. It's a good to know, but you get a great transaction coordinator. You just don't need to touch all that stuff. That's something that you don't need to work on. And your goal as a sales professional is you want to start every day and make your schedule a priority and nothing else. And the only excuse or reason you have to break this rule is, like a family medical emergency of some sort. But if you want to really know, what the key to success is, it's just following your morning routine and schedule your appointments accordingly. And the remaining 20% of your day can be spent on activities that, don't present to that remaining 80% can be activities that don't pertain to that 6 I talked about. And so the 6 is where the money's at. So delegate everything. Start early. Don't wait till, well, I'm gonna wait till I'm doing 20 deals a year. Stop doing that. Start now and look at your core focus, and that's prospecting and lead follow-up are the first two, and that should be done the very first thing in the day. And then delegate all the other stuff that you don't need to do. If it's not getting you in front of a client to present for a listing appointment or present for a buyer brokerage agreement, delegate it out. So that's what I would say. Just stay focused on your 20% and delegate the 80. And that's what I do. I have an operations team that does all the marketing, administration, everything for us, me and the team. So we are in our strength zone constantly.
Did we lose Chelsea?
Oh, no, sorry. I just lost you guys. No, that's perfect. Here I am. Go ahead, Steve.
Chelsea and I hate to be the one in every crowd. Can you repeat that question? I think I got
100%. No, that's okay. I repeated it for everyone else. No worries. So what specific responsibilities do you delegate to optimize the efficiency of your business?
We have one VA, a full-time assistant, part-time assistant, and then an in-house transaction coordinator. So Mike's right? It's nothing against doing addendums and contracts, but you got to figure out your dollar per hour, right? Figure out the hours you got in a year, figure out what you made this year, you're tracking to make. You'll probably find out your dollar per hour is more than what you think. And your addendums and that is a $12, $13, $14 an hour activity. You need to be spending your time elsewhere. So many agents want to hold on to these transactions. Oh, I want to do my own thing. I don't want to use the TC. I don't want to leverage it. You need to spend your time, like Mike said, lead generation, lead follow-up, going on appointment, negotiating contracts, and going to closings. So we use Bravo for all our send-outs, our email campaigns. We internally, Mondays.com, we use AM cards to do, or M cards to do all our birthdays. We use Fellow for our interaction with our database around home valuations and strongest cash offers. Then we use Complete Funnel to do all our landing pages and some of our back of house internal stuff. So that's mainly it with respects to the leverage side. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah. And, I just want to add something super quick, because I know that there's probably a lot of people in here who are like, well, yeah, these guys are Icon. These are top producing agents. These are people that are doing high volume. They can afford it. I just want to say that, making the investment earlier on, I know somebody mentioned and touched on it earlier, but, making that investment early on in your business and delegating the things that maybe are not your area of expertise, those are the things that are going to continue to propel you forward. And those are the things that are going to, really help you to be able to work in your business. So I just want to encourage anybody that's listening, if you're like, oh, well, I don't have this, or I don't have that, if social media is not your area of strength, get an agency to do it for you. Find people, there's things that you can do to really be able to focus on what you're truly passionate about. And in terms of our answer, like for myself and Garrett, one of the things that we do, we're a domestic team, so there's two of us. And so what we do is we actually delegate based on our areas of strength, and we actually complement each other very well. So we say that together you get the full package, right? And I know that this isn't something that everybody can speak to, but maybe there's some fellow, teammates in the audience here today. But we delegate based on our strengths. And by that, I mean, my husband is very good with numbers. He's a numbers guy. He loves doing listing presentations. He loves putting the data together. For myself, I'm very relational. I'm very creative. So I take on all of the creative when it comes to, social media, graphics, video, design, and then we're both very social people. So we network with our people. But the one thing too, and I know that I'm the only woman on the panel, so I want to shout out all my fellow lady entrepreneurs out there, all my fellow lady agents. But honestly, I just want to say that if you have to delegate housework, do that. If you have to delegate, getting a meal service to help you prepare your meals so that you can feel less guilty about not being the quote unquote homemaker, maybe you're out there hustling and you don't have time for those things. I highly recommend delegating those things out because it helps you to take that load off of yourself. If you're out there and you're just feeling like overwhelmed because you also have like, a traditional role in your home and you're like, I've got kids and I've got responsibilities at home and it's starting to feel like it's piling up. Don't be afraid to delegate things like housework and things like meal prepping and things like that will help you in the long run. And if you're a dad out there too, I'm not discriminating against all those dads out there that are working hard. Maybe you're a single dad out there, or maybe you're just, I just want to encourage you that that's something that we're big believers in our home. So moving on to our next question. I didn't miss anyone this time. I've got my little paper in front of me, so I think we're good to move on to the next question. But so obviously maintaining a focus on excellence. Can we share our top daily priority as a real estate professional? We kind of already touched on this a little bit. We've heard things like, lead generation, follow-ups, things like that. So we'll just touch on it again super quick. We'll go through the panel again once more. So maintaining a focus on excellence, could we share our top priority as a realtor? And what does a day in the life look like for you? And we're going to start it off with Steve. Go ahead, Steve.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to touch on something you said, Chelsea. I was looking at some stats from NAR this morning for the newsletter we're going to send out, and women are awesome. Single women last year made up 24% of first-time home buyers. Men were 11%. So it was more than double the amount of women made up first-time home buyers than men. So I just wanted to say that. And then another thing, just you got to be super learning based. Like I think I overconsume is probably a problem. But invest in you. Your business is never going to grow past the level that you do. So just spend, we go out to dinner, you'll go out to dinner and spend $200 on a weekend at dinner, but then somebody approaches us with a $300 a month coaching program and we don't do it. So just invest in you. That's the biggest thing I would say. Top daily priority. We have we should up it. We have a daily minimum or weekly minimums through Follow Up Boss, 22-minute conversations. So I try to strive for a little bit more. So my daily priority is a minimum 2 minutes. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some pretty incredible stats you shared. Thank you for sharing those.
I thought that was interesting, right? Crazy.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. Okay, let's go over to Mike. Do you want me to repeat the question?
Yes, please.
Absolutely. So what's your daily priority? Obviously focusing on excellence. What is your daily top daily priority? And what does a day in your life look like?
So I did a class. It's in the EXP University on a day in the life of a successful agent. And you can go there, everybody, and watch that. But to me, my top daily activity is always lead generation, lead follow-up. And even at the level I'm at with a team that we do, around 100 transactions a year, I'm still doing some sort of lead generation daily, whether it's reaching out to my database, which is the mainly what I do now because we have an inside salesperson, ISA. So I'm mainly reaching out to the database. I'm staying in touch with all my current sellers, and I'm staying in touch with everybody that we've closed with recently. And I do that through text, email, phone calls, video text, when I just simply make a video on my phone, and also Facebook and Instagram, a lot of Facebook. But that's the main thing I do. That's my top priority. Is my top activity is just staying in touch with everybody that we're in our world. And then, just a day in the life, we just a day in the life to me looks like I get up early, 5 o'clock, sometimes 5:30, 6. I like to go to the gym. I take my son to school, and I'm in my office, cranking no later than 8 o'clock. And it's just being consistent. Like I start the day early, and I make sure my head's clear, and then I just do the things that need to be done. And just like everybody on this stage, there's got to be a certain level of grind you have in you that you want to get at. You got to look at this as if you're not thinking 5 to 10 years out, it's going to be tough to really build a strong business, because you're going to have some failures, you're going to have some mistakes, and you've just got to be on it, and you've got to be focused, and you've got to just get down to business every day and do the things that really matter, and just be very consistent. So a day in the life to me just looks like, all my lead gen and the heavy rocks in the morning, and then I usually do my appointments in the afternoon. And so I try to keep it very consistent and do it, daily. I hope that answered your question.
Absolutely. Yeah. I actually saw a quote the other day, and it's kind of funny, but the quote was, "It's okay for your schedule or for your routine to be boring, because routines are supposed to be the same thing consistently every single day, every single day."
Yes.
And honestly, I don't mean to say that like life should be boring, but it's okay for you to just build that consistency and build those habits and continually do those things that are going to continue to propel you forward, because there is power in that. So thank you so much for sharing, Mike. Really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
How about you, Leo? What are the things? Sorry, I lost my note here. So I'll repeat the question. So share your daily top priority, and then what does a day in your life look like?
All right, Chelsea. I'm going to start with something that I looked since the beginning of the conversation. I mentioned the decision to come to EXP. One of the things that EXP has is the core values, right? And this question, to answer that, I'm going to use the service and transparency. On the service side, the top priority that we have is to serve our clients, and that we accomplish that by having the Zoom meetings, because we don't have a physical office anymore. We closed that down. We have Zoom meetings because it gives us more time. All that time we kept spending getting ready to go to the office, driving there, hitting traffic, and coming back was time wasted. Now we can do 5 to 10 meetings a day in a very small span of time, and then we spend the other time. Today, for example, my wife had time to go to take care of herself. Now she went to photography for one of our listings, and she already did Zoom meetings this morning, and she has more in the afternoon. And that is only possible because of the elimination of distractions and delegation of things that we don't need to do. So service is one of them. Transparency. How do I do that during the day? Basically, if you guys go in our social media, you will see it's closing when we're showing houses, or even now when we're taking pictures. We are being transparent to everybody on our community that we are doing things to make sure that whoever is working with us is getting the best that the market can produce to their transaction. And so to answer the question here, the top priority is service, basically focus on our clients during the day. And how we do that is by allowing ourselves to have time to give it to them, and transparency, which is posting on social media about the things we are doing. Now, I don't want anybody to get confused, because something you said about the woman out there that are working and needs to give herself that possibility to delegate even the housework. We also are a domestic team, and That was one of the first things we had to do, is delegate the housework, because otherwise Mary could not perform the amount of work that she does. The other thing is, you don't have to do that all that we are saying from the beginning. Understand that the first thing you need to do is know yourself. You have to invest in yourself to discover who you are, what you are good at. That also will help you understand what client avatar you're going to be working with. Because we, for example, work in attraction, and we attract families that are buying the house for the first time, because that's how we discover that we are good in helping. We don't say no to the other clients, but we focus on a specific client. And that's how everything goes during the day. It's top priority is having the time to focus on servicing our clients the best way possible.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Leo. Really appreciate that. So yeah, I mean, it's really cool to hear that you and your wife are a husband and wife domestic team, and that you guys have also taken on that the delegation of the housework. Love that. Sunny, we're jumping over to you. Tell us.
Yes, I got it.
Tell
Don't
us.
worry. I have the
You
question.
got it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So, of course, the daily priority is apart from first focusing on a business, I have to make sure I'm healthy and my family. And once this two factor is there, then I can focus outside world. And then comes to my client, who's more than my family also. I want to feel my clients that I am there for them. I'm part of their family. That's the main focus. I have a very small family. I have a 16-year-old and I have two fur boys also, and I have one wife. My priority. Um, the next question was a day in a life. So my number one thing is my alarm goes off at 4:30, but I try to be before my alarm. I open my eyes 4:15, and my first thing, I'm going in a cold shower, and I want to go and shake my body. First of all, I don't want to go back to bed, so the cold shower helped me to be awake. Whether it's all I do this all 12 24 months in a year, wherever I am, and that is coming because of my upbringing in Indian Air Force. First of all, we used to get transfer everywhere, and when I was growing up, and there was no water heater. So then later on, I realized actually cold shower is the best thing you can do for your body. And of course, after shower, I start my day with meditation, which is gratitude and prayer. Why? Because I don't know what I'm going to see today. And I just want to be thankful that right now I'm alive. Everything else is a bonus. If I am going to open a escrow, that is a bonus also. I'm going to drive my car, that is also a bonus. Everything else is a bonus for me. So I have that kind of mindset. And once all this is done, I used to do CrossFit, but I hurt myself because I'm like a excited baby still all the time. So I do more than required. So right now I'm into yoga, trying to fix my back, and very soon I will be start running again and doing the CrossFit again. So, and once I am in the office, of course, our day to day dedicate time to property search, attending showing, negotiating offer, and also make room for mentoring agents on my team and responding to the market trends. And I doing all this, I always make sure that I'm still smiling, because when you smile and you whether you're in any environment and you are happy, other people see that and they sometimes think why this guy was smiling. Maybe either he's a crazy, or maybe they will come and ask automatic what kind of profession you are in. So my tagline, if few people know, is I always aim for spread happiness, spread kindness, and last thing, don't forget to dance. And thanks to EXP, which actually put my big billboard of a dancing at the shareholder summit. So that is the way my life is, and that is the way I carry my business also. That if you're alive, show the world that you're alive for a reason. Thank you.
Round of applause for Sunny, everybody. That was so good. I'm really noticing with a lot of the answers that it's really important. One of the trends that I'm seeing here is self-care. Like, we have to take care of ourselves because you can't pour from an empty cup. And so if that means waking up a little bit earlier, scheduling in family time, taking time to care for your body, because let's be honest, I mean, a lot of us are go-getters. I mean, obviously that's why we're on this panel right now, is because we are just out there. And I know for myself, I've been referenced as a go-getter before, and admittedly, sometimes it can be really hard to make time to care for yourself. And so I think it's just really important for everyone listening to just be really intentional about taking care of yourself, taking care of your family if you have a family, but really just pouring into your cup and making sure that at some point in every single day, you are giving to yourself, because we deserve that. We need it. And it is going to continue to keep us in a place of success, because when we don't take care of ourselves, and when we don't, make ourselves a priority at some point in our day, I really feel like, you're setting yourself up to fail. So thank you everyone for the amazing answers. That was really good. Okay, so moving along to professional development. So this is something that obviously, we talked about a little bit in terms of like coaching, but do you actively invest in furthering your education and coaching? And I know my husband and I, we were just at we went to a convention, conference, whatever you want to call it. It's called The Gathering. And we were just in Banff, Alberta. And this was a couple weeks ago, but it's an international marketing event. And I know one of the biggest things for us that we really pour a lot of our heart and soul into is marketing. And what we do, why we went, is because it was like the top brands in the world. Like, we're talking like Coca-Cola, WestJet, there was Lululemon, Pinterest, all kinds of really big brands talking about their secret sauces to marketing. And I know it's a big part of our business. It's a big strength area for us. And so for us, we made a substantial investment into going to this conference, because it is going to help us further propel our business forward and be able to serve our clients in a way that is better, unique, and different than other people. And so I'd love to hear from you if you are if you're investing in your business. Would love to know. We can start over here with Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
Thank you so much. Yes, I'm continually investing in my business. One of the main things I'm doing right now, I still have a coach. I rehired a database coach that I used back in 2014, 15, and 16, and rehired him again just about 6 months ago to help me, continue to grow the database. And we've got, over 12, almost 1,300 past clients. It's a lot to manage, and I want to make sure that, I'm up to date on what I need to do. Am I following the basics? Am I taking care of this? Am I having the right systems in place? It's just a never-ending journey, right? And then I'm also taking advantage of all the great things that this phenomenal brokerage EXP has. And I'm going to just give EXP a little shout out for all of you out there that are watching now and that will be watching later. Don't brokerage hop anymore. You're here. You're in the best spot. If you plug in and take advantage of all of the things that are here, and if you don't know, you need to go into the world and the agent services and ask them to give you a list. I mean, there's training, there's coaching, there's all kinds of things that all kinds of people that you can learn from. Icons, like right here on the stage. I mean, there's a couple $100 million in annual production sitting on this stage right here. I mean, there's so many people that can help you. But that's what I do, is I reach out to folks like fellow icons and people that have big teams, and I learn from them. And so I think that if you're not learning, you're definitely not growing. And some people get complacent after a little while, and they think, I'm here, I've arrived, I'm at this point, and I'm good. And you're one market shift, one rate shift, one any kind of event from, losing half your business, or any kind of thing that could happen. And if you're not taking advantage of everything that's out there, constantly growing and learning and adapting, you're not going to get where you want to get. So really, that was a long answer to say I believe 100% in coaching. I believe in collaboration with top producers, and just sharing information and just making sure that we're always sharper than the saw. Thank you.
So good. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, honestly, I mean, that's the biggest difference that we've noticed moving over from another brokerage to EXP. And like I said, we've only been here for a short while, is really just the collaboration amongst agents. It is something else. And I know our group here in Red Deer, we meet on a regular basis, and it's so good to just like learn from other agents and learn from people that are doing things and winning in business. So I love that. Thanks for sharing. We'll hop on over to Leo. Go ahead, Leo.
All right. Self-development, innovation, and agility is the core values on this one. Every year we mind ourselves to read books and invest on developing ourselves. We were just looking this morning and having a conversation about a coach that we need to hire. The first coach that we hired was to help us understand how to have more business, right? But now we're at a level where we have the business. Now, what's the next step? And I like to think of the self-development as steps on a ladder. And in order to get to the top, you have to change the steps. If you stay on the same steps, you don't move. So we are hiring a new coach that's going to develop us on the next level. After you have the business, what do you have to do? And I like to circle back on, we like to help our clients based on our personal experiences. So as we bought our first house and we bought the second and we bought the third, we also help our clients invest in real estate. And we have clients that has been with us for all the time since of the beginning, and they bought more than 10 properties with us already. So in order to help how to manage and how to grow on that side, we are also developing ourselves, understanding where to invest and all that kind of conversation. And we do that because that's what we use to help our clients. So self-development and the investing on ourselves, it's not just important for us as realtors, but also gives us the ability to use what we learn to invest in our clients as well. So read books, always have a coach or a mentor that can challenge you what you know so you can get better. It's what's going to make you sharper. I hope that helps.
I love that. Our personal experience has a domino effect into being able to serve our clients better. That's so good. Okay, we're going to go over to Steve. Do you invest in your business, and how, if so, how so?
Yeah, absolutely, right. It's a must. It's you got to spend money to make money. So it all goes hand in hand. Some of the things we use is we use Home Actions for our email newsletters. We use TPMCO for our paper mail out newsletters. We'll use Core for our postcards because we can track it. Get a lot of data out of Keeping Current Matters for our stats videos. And then what we do, Chelsea, is with respects to the database, I just try to be vigilant, right? When I'm in conversations with people, or maybe I'm scrolling on Facebook, we try to be intentional. Like if somebody's had a baby, we'll send like a piggy bank, right? Saving for your first home, or we'll send them a onesie. something about Steve helped us buy this crib or something like that. Michelle, my admin knows. But we'll be real intentional around that. If somebody loses a loved one, we'll send out wind chimes with that person's name on it. If somebody's going through a hardship, we may, or maybe they're sick or they've had a surgery, we'll send like a care package, like a get well package. So we reinvest into our people, genuinely, and then the rest kind of takes care of itself. We'll do like systematic giveaways. We'll do like flash sales. We have like a Facebook page set up for our forever clients. We could do a better job, right? If you think somebody's got all this figured out, don't believe them, because they don't. You build it as you fly. So we definitely have got huge room for improvement, but we'll do flash giveaways through that site. We've got a Pi Day coming up next week. We've got a lender and another sponsor that's offset some of the costs, but we're investing money back into that Pi Day for our forever clients. We're also doing, I'm nearly done. We're also doing something called blessing baskets, where we're trying to give back into the community, and people see that. So it's a drive where we're trying to get together blessing baskets. It's like a Thanksgiving meal in a basket for families that are less fortunate, and then they're distributed out in local schools. So we have a target of 300 blessing baskets, which was it's a big ask for the community, but we're trying to promote that. So, and there's obviously expenditure in that, right? I send out postcards to our database around that we just spend to try to give back to the community. So yeah, definitely we do invest, and we do it in those different ways.
I love that. Spending money to make money. It's really how it goes. I know Garrett and I right now, we're doing a blanket drive for the less fortunate here in our community. And it feels good to give back. And so, again, not even necessarily investing in I think coaching is very important. And I also think mentorship is important and furthering your education, but also investing back into your people, investing back into your communities. I love that. Sunny, we're going to hop over to you. I see we've got about 5 minutes left here. So we'll just, we'll hear from you about investing in professional development, and furthering education and coaching. Go ahead.
I personally believe that education and learning is going to be there for full life. So I see myself as a lifetime student. The reason I'm saying it, because the moment one thing that he or she knows everything, that is the moment the downfall comes. Like Leo mentioned, I think you can go from A to B with the same knowledge. To go from B to C or other places, you need something else, because everything else is changing. The market is changing, the politics changing, everything changing. So what you are learning, are you updating yourself? We are good to update our iPhone every time, but how many time we invest in our education? That is the main question. Why Apple keep on updating iPhone in frequently? Why Tesla has updating things, and we as a human being forget about updating our knowledge? Because we have to be like a water which is flowing, not like a water which is in a packed one place, because after some time will start smelling. It will not be drinkable water. I hope it makes sense. So as a professional development, I actively participate in training programs, real estate seminars, and I love EXPCon. 2022 was my first one, and after that I never stop. I always go to EXPCon. This was my third one, and shareholder I did. So, and those places give you opportunity how others are doing. And of course, I don't want to copy anyone, but I can copy their style and bring in Sunnism, because the moment I try to be somebody else, that is the moment I will lose myself. So I truly believe the moment we think we know everything is the moment our downfall begin. And continuous learning and keep us grounded, growing, and of course thriving. Thank you.
Love that. Thank you so much. Sunny, on that note, I know we're just about out of time here, but I just want to keep you on for 1 second here. Brian has told me that you have this lovely way of getting people to getting people excited, getting people energized. I know that this is a lot of information, and I know that we are, we're being sponges right now, and there's a lot of information. And I just want to encourage everybody before we get into what Sunny's going to do for us next. I just want to say to everybody that's listening, action. Take action. If you took anything away from this today, put the pedal to the metal and start hitting those nails on the head, and you will see that the biggest theme, the biggest thing is do something. I know we can sometimes get really caught up in like analysis paralysis, and we're learning and we're growing and we're shifting and all of these different things. But I really just want to encourage you, go out there and take action today. And so by taking action, Sunny, I'm going to throw it over to you. And I want you to do your famous dance moves.
Okay, thank you so much. So
Go for
everyone, wherever you are, I want you all to get up, because Chelsea just mentioned action required. So I request everyone, get up. And when I say spread happiness, your right hand should be in front of you. When I say spread kindness, your left hand has to come out. And when I say don't forget to dance, then your both hand will be, I don't have a picture, but one goes in the air and one close to the earth. And then you have to move your shoulders. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Spread happiness, spread kindness, and don't forget to dance.
Woo! Love that so much. Thank you, Sunny. Thank you, everyone.
It has a very good meaning. I can tell you some other time. But till then, keep smiling, guys. We all are unique, and we all can be an icon.
Love it. Love it. Thanks again to all of our panelists for joining us. Hope you guys all have a great week. Get out there, kick some butt, make some deals, and don't forget to put people first.
Thank you, Chelsea. Have a good one, everyone.
I want to thank you all for joining us today. We're here every Friday. If you're watching this on YouTube, smash that like button. And if you're an icon out there in the audience, yes, you get a couple of points just for watching the show today. You all have a